miss f5? Did he just miss f5?
Oh
or am I crazy?
God.
Oh my goodness, he's just blundered a piece and the game. He just blundered a 4.
Goodness.
He completely forgot that the black queen will defend g7 after this. Oh my lands. What a devastating moment. The time pressure got to him, Fiona. The time pressure got to him.
Tragic for Vidit as we see the head disappear into the hands. I wonder if he's already seeing it.
And Shakhriyar, in disbelief, Shakhriyar is probably thinking, what am I missing here? Is this too good to be true? Vidit can simply resign after f5. The game ends immediately. White loses all of his pieces. I mean, not just the bishop. The knight is hanging. White has to go for the queen trade because after queen g5, simply rook takes h6, queen takes e7, f takes e4, and black takes more pieces than white. The knight on d3 also falls. This is unbelievable and an absolutely tragic moment for Vidit. Shakhriyar is going to go f5.
Yeah, and did you see the look that Shakhriyar was throwing? He was looking straight at Vidit like, Like, what? What is this? What are you doing? What am I missing? And he's going to come to the conclusion he's not missing anything. F5 accompanied by the stair. And that is game over.
What an unfortunate moment for Vidit. And let me guarantee you, Fiona, that it's not F5 that Vidit missed. I think Vidit completely hallucinated and forgot that now the queen defends g7. It's one of those things, right? Right now g7 is undefended, and you think, well, I'm threatening checkmate. My opponent has to go knight g6, but that queen, that diagonal defense of a pawn can be easy to miss in time pressure. Of course, this is tremendously uncharacteristic for someone of Vidit's caliber, and we've had a couple of these types of blunders in this tournament. But let's also not forget, this is round 12. Vidit had a tremendously difficult game against Magnus, but all of that aside, he is going to be absolutely furious with himself, because had he played bishop f4, I believe that white has a huge advantage here and excellent chances to win the game.
Yeah, a tragic moment for Vidit. We see him in disbelief, shaking his head. Maybe he just didn't see it coming. I thought he might have seen it before Shak played. This sometimes happens, and I think, Dania, we've all been there. Sometimes we make a move and we immediately understand that move was a blunder, but in this case, it seemed like Vidit hadn't seen it until it appeared on the board, and we see him there sort of knocking his head and thinking, what was I doing? How did I miss this? And tough to watch. But, Danny, as we said, chess is a cruel, cruel game, unforgiving, especially with someone like Mamedyarov sitting opposite. And it's one of these blunders as well that there's not even any fight left. It's just too big a blunder, and yeah.
It's one of the most related. By the way, I just want to show one idea that someone in the chat proposed, which is the move knight f6 check. Attempts to intercept the queen on the g7 pawn, but it doesn't work because black simply takes on f6 with the queen, and after rook takes c6, you take back, and if white tries rook takes c6, well, obviously you don't take the rook. Instead, you take the queen, and then you take the rook, and the game is over. But this is one of the most universally relatable sensations. It doesn't matter if you're 2730 or 2250 or 600. The feeling of just having blundered and then realizing it as it dawns on you that you do not even have a single way to complicate the game. It's one of the most devastating feelings in all of chess, and you can just see it all over Vidit's face as he grabs his head this way and that way. And, you know, you feel for Vidit. It's a tremendously painful moment. But for Shakhriyar, I mean, he played in a very practical way. He played quickly, and once he